As long as there's been entertainment, there have been child stars, and for just as long, there's been exploitation. Jackie Coogan was one of Hollywood's first child stars, and if you've never heard of him, he made millions, but when he turned 21, he found out his parents had spent almost all of his fortune. That scandal led to the Coogan Law in 1939, which finally protected some of child stars' earnings, and you've probably heard of this law. If you've ever heard of a Coogan account, it's because of this law. Basically, it means that a portion of the kid's earnings have to be kept in a special bank account so that there is actually money when the kid turns an adult and can legally spend their money, that there's actually something there and the parents didn't squander it all away. But laws in the US didn't go far enough to protect kids, that's for sure. Shirley Temple, who we all know, she was the biggest box office draw of the 1930s, and she was forced to keep up grueling work schedules. And Judy Garland, well, I've made an entire 2-hour documentary about her on my channel, but studio executives controlled her diet, her sleep, and even gave her stimulants to keep her working. And this left her as an addict for the rest of her life. Across the Atlantic, some stories were ahead of the curve, like France and Germany required special permits for child performers under 16, making entertainment work a privilege, not a right. Norway and Sweden took an even stricter approach, putting child entertainment under the same heavy labor restrictions as any other industry. Meanwhile, the US and Canada set up labor laws, but they left giant loopholes. Reality TV and social media, almost completely unregulated still in 2025. As the entertainment industry has evolved, so have the controversies surrounding child performers. While some might associate child stars with glitzy red carpets and fame, behind the scenes there have been troubling stories of abuse and exploitation from every single industry where kid performers exist. A key example is the Nickelodeon scandal, which was brought to light in the Quiet on Set documentary. I covered this documentary in length, as well as made a bunch of spin-offs about how the same treatment happened to other child stars, so you can see those on my channel. If you're looking for more long-form documentaries and investigations on how kids were treated on like Disney and Nickelodeon and in other eras, they're all up on my channel, so you can take a look at those. But the docuseries Quiet on Set features stories from former child stars that worked on Nickelodeon who openly discuss the toxic environment created by the network, specifically Dan Schneider. But then there's Jeanette McCurdy, who was on Nickelodeon as well, who wrote an entire book about it, and she also talked about how it was like to be the child of a crazy stage mom, and this offers a raw and disturbing account of her time at Nickelodeon, shedding light on how she was manipulated and mistreated by those in charge, including her own controlling mother. And Quiet on Set is just one of many instances where former child stars have spoken out about their experiences. Melissa Joan Hart, who you probably know from Sabrina, or Kirsten Storms, and then of course Dylan and Cole Sprouse, the Sprouse twins from The Sweet Life, are among others who've shared their own struggles with balancing their childhood with the pressures of fame. And of course, Demi Lovato. Of course she made this documentary